Hi, hello, and welcome to History Documentaries. In today's episode of the video, we are going to see about the group of monuments at Mahabalipuram. Among the greatest kingdoms in India, Pallavas was one of them. They struggled to make an independent kingdom and to stop being feudatories to any empire made their power in and around Kanchipuram. Pallavas were famous temple builders and have a very good relationship with China. Bodhidharma was considered to be a Pallava princess who founded the Chan Buddhism and played a leading role in it. The Pallavas were evidentially considered the first to introduce temple through rocks in Tamil Nadu. There are three periods of Pallavas as early, medieval and later. Among them, later Pallavas was much notable, and among them Mahendravarman and Narasimhavarman I were famous, and they were the key architects of the foundations of the Shore temple complex at Mahabalipuram. During Pallava ruler Narasimhavarman II's reign, the temple was completed. However, the Shore temple was a complex of structures built by various rulers. The Cholas, whom succeeded the Pallavas, were also credited with maintaining the temple. It was a busy shore area during Pallava's period. Pallava ruler Narasimhavarman II safeguarded the Tang dynasty in the 8th century from Tibetan expansion. Rajasimha Pallava, also known as Narasimhavarman II's reign, was marked and regarded by peace and prosperity. He constructed many temples like Kanchi Kailasanadar temple, Vaikunta Perumal temple, Shore temple, Ayurvateshwara temple, and Talagireshwara temple. The tsunami attack had destructed some of the parts of the Shore temple complex in the year 2004. All the three temples of the Shore temple complex are built on the same platform. It was the earliest and considered as the first rock-cut important temple of South India. The main temple of the complex faces at east direction as so that the rays of the sun shine at the deity Shiva. The temple's pyramidal structure is 60 feet, that is 18 meter high, and sits on a 15 meter square platform. The temple is also built of sculpted granite stones. Recent excavations reveal new structures under the sand. In 1990, the ASI discovered miniature shrine which is dated to the reign of Pallava king Narasimhavarman I, Mamallan. It was one of UNESCO's sites. Panchoratha, Ganesha Ratha, cave temples, descent of the Ganges, Shore temple, Volakaneshwara temple, Mukunda Nayanar temple, Pidari Ratha, and etc. all comes under the group of monuments at Mahabalipuram. We knew at that the Pallavas organized the epics Ramayana and Mahabharata to the people. Also, they may also depict the epic in this group of monuments for the people and their generations. To understand this temple, we have to well know the history, architecture, political, economic, scientific, and technology based past. In a number of varieties of Indian languages, inscriptions were found. Archaeological excavations says this temple dates back to 6th century and earlier. Mahabalipuram got its name as considered as from Narasimhavarman I, whom was also referred as Mamallan, which means great wrestler. It was also known by 7 pagodas by European and other foreign sailors. The temple was dedicated to many gods and goddesses. There are 10 major rathas, that is, chariot-shaped rathas, 10 mandabas, 2 rock bas reliefs, and 3 structural temples, and was really impressed with them and their skills. These were some of the inscriptions of the Pallava dynasty. Some of the inscriptions were as given: Chatriyasimha Pallaveshwara Grugam, Rajasimha Pallaveshwara Grugam, and Pillakondariya Devar. Another inscription on the lintel of Vishnu shrine mentions Narapati Simha Pallava Vishnu Griga. There is a small temple in front which was the original porch. Durga is seated on a lion Vahana. One of the most distinctive features of this temple are the Dharalinga and Somaskanda panel which are enshrined in the interior walls of the sanctum of the east-facing Kshatriya Simheshwara temple. The Dharalinga is carved out of black basalt stone. It has 16 faces and the top portion of the linga is damaged. The total height of the Dharalinga is 6 feet with 1 foot embedded in the foundation to provide stability. The total number of carvings probably found in Arjuna's penance also known as the descent of the Ganges, was 146. Much of the sculptures looked like a natural scenery and elephants were carved almost life-size. Many Indian mythical figurines of Gandharva, Kinnarva, Apsara, Gana, Nagas, animals and many others were made. Many Shivas were depicted in large numbers next to the Kinnaras, much in upper portion of the relief. Anthropomorphic human quality or god as with human quality or forms of half human, half bird, a popular Indian art form in ancient times representing the Indian ethos of the world as one creation. The male Kinnara is holding a musical instrument called Alapini Vina, while the female Kinnara is holding a Jalra symbol. Each of the monument in the Pancharathas complex resembles a chariot and was never completed following the death of Narasimha Varman I in 668 CE. Dharmaraja Ratha is found in the foremost south of the total 5 Rathas. The 4 Rathas, namely Dharmaraja Ratha, followed by Bhima Ratha, followed by Arjuna Ratha, and followed by Draupadi Ratha, were present in the east side, while the Nagula Sagadeva Ratha exists in between to the west of Bhima Ratha and Arjuna Ratha. To the southwest of Draupadi Ratha, a lion is present. To the backside or to the straight east of Arjuna Ratha, a bull is present. To the east of Nagula Sagadeva Ratha, an elephant is present. And to its straight north, the lion facing to the southwest of Draupadi Ratha is found. In both the Arjuna Ratha and Draupadi Ratha, entrance is located in the west side of the bull, whereas entrance is located in the south side for the Nagula Sagadeva Ratha. Each of the 5 Rathas were carved each separately, whole from a rock outcropping of pink granite. Each of the Rathas have different layouts such as square, rectangular or apsidal planes. The Bhima Ratha is planned and built like a rectangular shape. The Dharmaraja Ratha is in a square shape. The Draupadi Ratha, which is also in a square shape. Krishna's butter ball, also known by the original name Van Uraikal, is not clear whether this rock denotes Krishna's butter ball. It is being as one of the notable among the group of monuments at Mahabalipuram. The Pallava king Narasimha Varman I made a failed attempt to move this boulder. The Chola ruler Rajaraja Chola I was inspired by the balance of this massive stone boulder. During the British period in the 20th century, it was tried to move but resulted in a failure even though 7 elephants were used. Legend and some discovery like SCS and NIO proved there were submerged complex. Legend says once there were 7 temples, but presently there was only one, the Shore Temple complex. Legend also says Indra, the demigod of rain, became jealous of its architectural elegance and as a result he caused floods to occur, which as a result made most parts of the city submerged except a few. However, the old name would be Mapallavapuram, also sometimes called as Mahapallavapuram according to me, but it was presently misused as Mamallapuram or Mahabalipuram. Mapallavapuram, which means the city of the great Pallavas, or according to me, the similar names of Mapallavapuram like Mapallipuram, which means the city of great schools, can be also the original name because there was evidence that the city had accounted for lots of schools. The Mahishasura Mardini Mandapa in Mamallapuram is famous among the cave temples art in Mamallapuram. It is on the way to lighthouse. At the top of this mandapa's carving, there is Olakaneshwar or Olakaneshwarar temple. At the Mugappu of this mandapa, the basement is not seen, but steps are made on both sides to reach the mandapa's height. There are totally 3 Karuvarai for this mandapa. Karuvarai, which is also classified into 3 types. Karuvarai is the place where the deity found in Hinduism. Like in many other of the Pallava architecture, Somaskanda is seen. Like that, we can see here also in one of the Karuvarai. One of the great interesting fact in this mandapa is a carving in a wall which depicts as Mahisasura Mardini in a lion Vahana vehicle attacking Mahisasura and other demons. This carved sculpture is one of the famous all among the Mamallapuram group of monuments. Opposite to this carving, on the next side, Vishnu is found as like under the ocean with his poster on Anandesha Naga. There is also Varaha Mandapa among the carved temples, Kudavara Kovil. This Varaha Mandapa is one among them. This mandapa is carved on the western part of a rock and was short. Even though if it was short, its fine art and architecture is notable. There is both basement and steps, and unlike Mahishasuramardini Mandapa. In the backside wall of this mandapa, a Karuvarai temple is made and steps are made to enter it. On both sides of the Karuvarai, gatekeepers are present. As the name of this whole mandapa is referred as Varaha Mandapa, as because in the western walls, Varaha sculpture is sculpted as like carrying Bhuma Devi. There are also beautiful sculptures of Tiruvikraman in the southern walls, and on the backside walls, there is sculptures to both the depicts Kotravai and Lakshmi. However, presently, Kotravai was one among the forgotten gods. This Varaha Mandapa is located on the hills of Mahabalipuram town, 4 kilometers north of Rathas and Shore temple. It is in Kanjipuram district, but it is part of the group of monuments at Mamallapuram. This Varaha Mandapa is of simple plan. There are also similarities found between European architecture and here. One of the forerunner of many of South Indian style of architecture is Mamallapuram. Vamana is here depicted as Trivikrama, which means 3 strides, 3 steps. However, according to legend, Vamana, avatar of Lord Vishnu, took 3 steps to return back the 3 worlds to Indra from Bali or Mahabali. Gajalakshmi panel and Durga panel was also found here. Inside the Varaha Mandapa, there were totally 4 large sculpted panels, one of the good examples of Pallava art. The very large panel, which is in the northern panel, depicts the legend Varaha carrying Bhudevi. Varaha has 4 hands in this panel and 2 arms carrying Shanku, conch shells, and the other 2 chakra, wheel, which is on the back side, and on the front, Varaha is carrying Bhudevi. The Gajalakshmi panel is amazing. Gajalakshmi is depicted here with her hands holding lotus flowers and found by 4 attendants, and one on each side holding a pot filled with water, and 2 royal elephants were present. One from the right of Lakshmi is going to take water but almost ready, and the other from the left is pouring water on Lakshmi. We may see images like this, but in reality now we can notice sculptures are also made from the ancient days with paintings representing this portrait. The Brahma panel is carved with Brahma having 3 heads in Shambhanga or standing posture. There are also some other panels. Krishna Mandapa is part of the group of monuments at Mamallapuram. It is located on a hillock next to the open rock relief of descent of the Ganges, also known by Arjuna's penance. It was originally an open air bas relief dedicated to Lord Krishna, dating to the Pallava era. During the Vijayanagar period, it was enclosed within a mandapa. Notable carvings here are as Krishna lifting Govardhana hills, Krishna's frolicking with the milkmaids. There are also many other depictions, mostly to be considered from the life of Sri Krishna. In many pillars at group of monuments at Mamallapuram, Yari is beautifully found. Designs were also made on the top part of the cave temple's mandapas. It is clear as that the whole group of monuments is very realistic, and the work here would be done very careful, and the country's economy would be also prosperous and flourished. It was also clear as that the Pallava era was richful in philosophy and spiritual practices. Now we would come to the Ramanuja Mandapa. It is considered as the cave temple is 24 feet long and 8 feet deep. The Pallava era is also confined with fine art and its works. It was also considered as that during the Vijayanagara period, many works were happened in this Ramanuja Mandapa. Additional works were also happened here. There are totally 27 Ganas here. 2 interesting Gana figures were found. One with the head of an elephant is considered to be Ganesha, and the other with the head of a bull is considered to be Nandi. However, Ganesha's presence suggests that he was also the leader of the Ganas. There is also Somaskanda panel found here in Ramanuja Mandapa. Some suggest that it was originally dedicated to either Hindu Trinity or 3 different forms of Shiva. The northern panel had seated Sadashiva with 3 faces accompanied with sage Vyaghrapada, and while in the southern panel had Durga with attendants. It's only a short research on Mamallapuram. and Pallavas we would continue from our next upcoming research videos. Thank you for watching.